So the score on the scoreboard shows 8-4 with 30 seconds left in the match. Miken's really got to get some back points here.
Yeah, he's 30 seconds. He's got short time.
He's got to get back points and either let him up, take him down, or get a fall here. Looks like they're going for a 3/4. Rusty doing a good job of not letting him bend him, but that's a tight 3/4. And Rusty able to fight out of it. Coming up on 10 seconds. 5 seconds left in the match. Miken is going to battle hard, and what a great match. I mean, he's going to come out, on the short end of the stick, 8-4. But what a great match for the freshman to come out here and battle hard. Got out of some tough stuff, put his opponent some tough stuff right here on the edge of the mat, and that, 40 seconds left going to his back, and then able to just high bridge off his back and get that reversal.
That was a great reversal.
A lot of potential there in that freshman. That's going to be a decision win, so that'll be 3 team points for Cortez, as the score is going to be 8-4 on the board. And Lennox Ben's going to get a forfeit here, according to the book, so he should get 16 points. And then we'll go to Kai Fox. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Kai Fox?
Yep.
And then for Montezuma Cortez, going to be Aaron Morris, 144 pounds. Now, I know this Morris kid because I've watched him come up through the Little League program. Some kids you just remember. They got that look about them. You can remember who they are from year to year. You see them in all these Little League tournaments, junior high things. This kid's one I remember from Cortez. Kai, tell us something about Kai.
So he's a sophomore, first year wrestling. He's filling in here. Usually this would be Taryn out there. Taryn's sick. Wasn't able to come today. So we got Kai, and Kai's really coming on as someone that's never wrestled before. He's a strong kid, and he works hard. So it's fun to watch how much he's improved.
Yeah, he had a nice cowboy on there, but obviously was kind of unaware. Unaware what to do, and then looks over his coach, and that's one of the things those newer wrestlers, young wrestlers, you got to teach them. Hey, when I'm talking to you, you don't have to look at me, just listen, because right when he looks over his opponent there, Morris comes in and shoots a shot. Yep. Way to work off his back though. Only gives up 2 near fall. Should have a reversal here. Get inside the elbows here if you're Kai. Pressure back. No reversal yet. Now we're going to get the reversal. So it's going to be 6-2. Coming up on a minute left in the first. Kai doing a great job here.
Yeah. And he had an injury and he wasn't able to wrestle all last week. His first day back was yesterday.
Wow.
So he's had a long break. So
yeah, that's almost 3 weeks off. He's got a lot of fire in him. It's like those are the kids you love to come into your room. They just have that natural ability, and if you can just teach them a few things and how to position their body and how to work their body against their opponent, man, they're just dynamic wrestlers. Kai doing a good job on his feet, takes a shot, then on a double leg.
And he keeps
Morris with double underhook. Nice throw there by Morris. That double underhook as he steps over. And this is going to be hard for Kai to fight out of.
Yeah.
But a good little match there. He did some good things. I don't know if they're filming it or not, or he can go back and watch our film here on StreamUtah.Live. But what a good match to build off of for Kai coming out here and did some good things. I saw some good things out of him. Yeah, he's got good balance. It looked like coming off the bottom. He got in that double underhook throw, and that's hard for a good wrestler to get out of.
Yeah, and you could see a little bit of inexperience showing there, but he's learning, and he listens real well. He's real coachable, and like I said earlier, he works hard, so he'll come around.
Good, and he's got some good kids above him, below him that are going to build him into that wrestler he needs to be for the Broncos. As we look at Wrigley Legilia getting the forfeit for the Broncos at 150 pounds. Our next match will be at 157. Before we start, we'd also like to thank Hello Beautiful Salon, San Juan Counseling Center, and the San Juan School District for sponsoring tonight's event as well. As we go to 157, this is Parker Snyder and David Orr, I believe. Parker, he's coming off of a big award in the All-State 2A MVP football.
Yes.
Way to fight off there, as David's a formidable foe here for Parker. Oh, nice throw there on the snap by Parker as he gets an over and under. He's going to have 2. The ref's on the wrong side. He needs to get back here. There he comes. Keep your toes in there. We got 2 supporting points still in as their opponent works in. Able to come off his back and get the 3 near fall. It's going to be, we go out of bounds. Should be 5-0. They've only got it 4-0.
Well, this is David Vreeken. He has
Vreeken.
His grandparents are David and Nancy Kimmerly in Blanding, so
Okay.
he's got Blanding ties.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's a good-looking kid. He's got a good physical form there, and obviously, he's a good little wrestler. He's able to fight off of that throw. But, yeah, I think Coach Simpson's over there talking to him about the score could be 5-0 here.
Yeah, they changed it.
There we go. He said his last name's Vreeken?
Vreeken.
With a B?
With a V.
A V, a Vreeken. Okay. Well, that's why I bring you, because you're smarter than I am. We're going to get a caution on Parker on top. Ref wants him to touch that belly button and not go across to the tight waist off the start. Vreeken able to stand up, but return and stand up again. Parker able to bring him down with a nice mat return. Parker now trying to get his head in there. Drop down to that wrist. Drive forward. Tries a roll there. I don't know if I would try a roll on Vreeken. A kid that you get a stout kid like that that's built like that. I get weary of trying to do a tilt or a roll through because man, those kids just have a lot of weight in their hips. We're on the edge of the mat. Parker trying to bring him back in with the chicken wing. Needs to get that inside wrist. There he goes. Now he's going to run that chicken wing. Vreeken comes up to his base. Brings that outside knee up, but Parker's able to bring him over. Got to keep that far wrist. Vreeken able to come out. Parker still has the leg, so there's no change here. Good job by the official of not awarding that. Because we're going to get 1 instead of 2, which is at the end of the day, if you're Parker, you don't get a reversal, you don't go to your back, give up near fall, give up 1, nice low single outside. Vreeken able to fight that off with that whizzer, and we go to the end of the period. Score 5-1 in favor of Parker Snyder. Fortes has always had some good wrestlers every year, even in their down years when they only had a handful of kids on their team. They've always had some really good studs over here. Just a well-coached program over the years. You wonder why they don't have a lot more on their team because aren't they a 3A school over here or are they 2A?
I'm not even sure.
Trying to see in their state championship banners if it says, but you would think just the size of Cortez, they would have a much bigger team.
Yeah, they've at least got to be a 3A school.
Going to go out of bounds. A lot of upper body fighting, and you can tell that maybe conditioning is going to come into play here if we get deep into the third period. So we get some instruction by the official. I bet he's telling them to stay centered, stop working the edge of the mat. But Parker's been the aggressor here on his feet for the most part. He's been the one containing the center of the mat. Nice duck under that single. Way to get low on that ankle and just pry that up. Going to get 2 takedown. He's got that far shoulders trying to drive it through. Just stay there with that arm as Vreeken's trying to get some hand control. Stay high shoulder up. Going to have 3 near fall when we come off here. Now try to go to a barbed wire. Parker's going to secure 3 near fall here. Coming up on 55 seconds left in the second period. Parker now puts in the chicken wing. Getting some instructions from Coach Snyder over there. It's always the worst to coach your own kids. It's the best and worst because, man, you live through every move with them. You're out there on the mat just, do this, do that. But it's also one of the greatest things. We're going to get a potentially dangerous, so we come up, and they're going to do that because we had the chicken wing and a wrist. So if Parker was to mat return him, he couldn't defend himself or help himself back to the mat. So nice Potentially dangerous call there by the officials. We go back. It also gives Parker a chance to reset from the top position.
Parker's another one of these kids that keeps moving. You don't ever see him stop. He's always moving, trying. If one thing doesn't work, he moves to the next. He works hard.
10-2 is your score in favor of Parker. Coming up on 8 seconds left in the second period. Nice takedown on the edge of the mat for Parker. He's so quick on his shots, too, and he's quick to get to that low ankle. It's one thing that you try to teach kids, and you just wish that more kids would pay attention to is a lot of kids like to shoot those upper shots, those double leg and single legs way up top, and they like to lift with their body. And against a kid that has good hips or just a good balanced kid, it's hard to get there. If you can go to that ankle, that's the weakest part of the leg, and that's where you're going to get them every time. And Parker does a great job at getting those low singles, and he's quick to get in there, too. Parker goes bottom here in the third period, up 12-2. Quick escape here for Parker as he watches the official. He's got to get heavy hips, and he's able to turn, but Vreeken able to keep a hold, and we're going to get one now. Parker goes right after him, too. I love that. We're deep in this match, 13-2, minute 50 left, and we come out of the stand-up, and we just go right at our guy. I mean, that's just the intensity you got to have that championship mindset to get deep into the state tournament and even win a state title. That's the kind of wrestling you got to do. 15-2, minute 46 left in the third. Again, trying to get that, trying to stack him there, get that little roll. Oh, nice switch by Vreeken and a re-switch by Parker. Now it's just a dogfight. Take that ankle. Christ face getting instructions. Comes up and looks like Parker's headgear is broken. Still going after the shot. And he's going to get, oh, no, we're going to go out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Not able to keep those toes in.
You can see him stretching, trying to keep those 2 points of contact.
He just come off the ground and came out. But, yeah, just great mat awareness by Parker as well. And if you're Vreeken, you just got to go for nothing here. You're down 15-3. And Parker's he doesn't look like he's getting any weaker. He just keeps shooting and going. He's got great offense here, and we're going to get 2 here. That's 2 takedown. We're going to go on the back. Oh, that's a pin right there. Get down there, official. Yep, and he's going to get it with 55 seconds left. 17-3. We're going to get the fall for Parker Snyder. I tell you, that's one of those matches you want. You're over there as your coach. You're telling your freshman, watch this kid, this match. You better be paying attention because he just did everything right there. Every time he got in trouble, he got himself out, and then he went on the offensive, on the attack.
There's no
score 17
down.
Points before the fall. That's David Taylor wrestled for Penn State, won a couple of national titles. Just a great Penn State wrestler. And one of the quotes that one of the things I loved about him is he would always say, you know what, I'm not going out there to win by 1 point. I'm going out there to score as many points as I can. And that's the mentality that Parker just showed there on the mat. We're going out of J.D. Palmer, and unfortunately for J.D., he's not going to have a match tonight. He's going to have 2 forfeits here at 165 for the Broncos.
Durango doesn't have a 65 either.
Nope. That's Durango's missing 3 weights tonight, it looks like. Or 2 weights. And 3, 106 as well. So, but that's a double forfeit when we get to that one. So JD's going to get a forfeit here on this match, and then he'll get it on the next match too. We'll go now to 175. Wrestling for Cortez is going to be Dalton. I think his name's Muzzy. That's what I could get out of Coach Simpson's handwriting. And he's facing off against the Bronco, Trace Bennett. Trace, one of those kids we talked about, had a great 2A duels. Came out and wrestled strong.
He's a strong kid, and he's picked up a lot. And he's another one with a motor that just keeps moving. He doesn't slow down.
Yeah, and I love Trace, watching him on the football field and on the wrestling mat. And I also love it because I grew up with his dad, same as you, and his dad's a big, tall kid and not a wrestler. And here his kids out here dominate. I love it when you can get those big, tall basketball player families to have a wrestler in the family. Makes my heart swell. Trace with the quick takedown. Nice little roll to get near fall. Elevate that leg and just keep the pull there.
Yeah, that was textbook. Had his leg pinned up there, so he stayed on his back. Got his points.
Yeah, he's going to go again, but he hasn't broke his hold, so he's not getting any near fall. He needs to let go of that wrist. There he goes. Now we're going to get 3 near fall. Now he can go back to it. I'm going to get him again. Oh, nice far half step over. And the Cortez kid's laboring here. Good listening by Trace there. He's got to get under that head, though, either the reverse half or a regular half. You get the fall here. 24 seconds left in the first period. Trace is going to get the fall.
That was a good job by Trace.
Your team score right now going into a double forfeit at 190 is 42-15 in favor of the Broncos, and we're going to go to 215 as both teams forfeit at 190. So we'll go down to 215. This Jared Burke for the Broncos against Hunter Goodall. Goodall's a name that, a lot of people might know from over in San Juan County. He's got a good cowboy there, got to get heavy on the head. Goodall able to slip his head and now get around behind for 2 takedown. Nice cowboy there by Jared. Just had to keep that head a little tighter and get deeper under that arm, and he's able to throw that.
Jared's another first-year wrestler as a senior, and he keeps getting better every week. And I think he's going to surprise some people when we get down the road a little bit.
Yeah, Jared's one of those kids that, you wish you had more mat time with him in the room.
Yep.
Just grateful he came out this year. Gonna have blood time here on Jared's right elbows. We've got a cut opened up. Little mat burn probably. So we're gonna get blood time red. As we do, we'll take a quick break here as we get the blood time cleaned up. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Right.
Men can take a hit. We can tough it out. We're told to suck it up a lot more than we're asked to talk it out. But the truth is, the only way to tackle what's up here is by talking it out. To simply say what we're feeling. With friends, family, or the Utah Crisis Hotline. Put this number in your contacts right now. And if you're ever wondering if you have someone to talk to, you do. 24/7.
All right, we welcome you back here to Montezuma Cortez High School. We've got some blood cleaned up and the official making his final rounds here. We're at our 215-pound weight class. Jared Burke for the Broncos versus Hunter Goodall for the Panthers. Scores 2-0 for Goodall. He'll be in the top position. 1:09 left in the first period. Nice stand-up by Jared. That's just going to break those hands, open that gate. Nice return by Goodall there. Jared's able to come right back to his base. You get to these upper weights, 215 heavyweight. The best thing you can do is spring back up and get out from underneath that guy. You don't want to be laying there, letting him just exert his, will against you and just burning your fuel as you're on bottom.
It's a lot of weight on top of you too. So
Jared's doing a nice job of coming to a base. He just got to come up, and then when he gets to that base, explode into that stand up, into that switch, into a sit out. He's got to have a move there when he gets back to his base. As Goodall's looking for that hammer lock. Good job by Jared, able to get out of that. Jared here needs to just come back, come up hard here. Goodall right on top of his hips. We'll see if the ref warns him here. There he goes, gets off the side. 2-0 your score, coming up on 5 seconds left in the first period. Right now, you just don't want Jared to get turned. Survive the period, which he does, only down 2-0. As the bandage slips off his arm, so we're going to have him re-tape back up. And as we do that, would like to thank a couple of sponsors here again: Canyonlands Tire, Flights Gymnastics, Hello Beautiful Salon, San Juan School District, and San Juan County Counseling Centers. Thank you, Lane. Good thing Lane's sitting here to remind me. Also, thank Lane Palmer and Pitcher at Palmer for broadcasting these events, taking time out of their life and coming over here. They got a couple events tonight as they're broadcasting this wrestling try tonight, and then I think at 7 o'clock they will go to, it's at 6 o'clock, the San Juan Bronco basketball team. So here in about a minute, they're going to start that game. But we don't want you to leave us because we want you to stay here wrestling. You can go catch that game after halftime. But the San Juan Bronco basketball team's in action tonight as well. So a lot of Bronco sports getting back into it after the long break.
Yep.
Like we mentioned earlier, this weekend, the 12th and 13th, the Broncos will be at the North Sevier tournament in Salina, Utah.
From the basketball for some reason.
Friday start is 2:30 p.m. That's at North Sevier High School there in Salina, and then Saturday at 9 a.m. Also this weekend, myself and Coach Lehigh Lacey are taking, I believe, 5 kids to the toughest youth tournament in the state, the Beehive Brawl, over in Richfield. So it's going to be a busy area over there. So if you're in the Richfield, Salina area, you can catch a little bit of youth, junior high wrestling and some high school action. Good weekend to wrestle over there.
Kids always love going to that. They do a good job, make a big production of it. You get to run the kids out. It's fun. I remember the kids growing up always loved that.
Yeah, it's a tough tournament. I know that some of these seniors on this team attended that years ago when they were youth. I know Coach Snyder was there with them. I saw some pictures this week on Facebook. Just a great tournament for those kids. They see a lot of kids, see some Wyoming, Nevada, Utah. Tough tournament. And we've got some good kids going over there to wrestle on that as well. Jared on bottom here. He's down 2-0 starting the second period. This is where if you're Jared, you got to just work for an escape here. Your focus should be 1 or 2 points here, but not going to your back, not giving up near falls. Go.
Oh, good.
Jared's able to buck him off.